So now that the new year has begun, hopes and aspirations are high, which is normal, especially about potentials and promises that 2026 hopes to bring. Promises of economic prosperity, personal business, career, lifestyle, successes, all of these are what Nigerians across the board hope to achieve within the year. But are these goals attainable? Rather, what are the appropriate steps individuals need to take to attain the said goals? All these and more we'll be bringing and exploring on Panorama today. Welcome, I'm Ruth Aguele. The renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has continued to gain support across the country as people of Kwara State join the call to sustain the initiative beyond 2027. This was at a mobilization rally organized by a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, Dr. Oluwatoyin Alabi, held in Kwara State. Let's hear from... All right, let's just get that report.
Community-based associations, trade unions, religious and political groups converged on Abuja to identify with successes so far recorded by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Although they came from different communities across Kwara South, Senatorial District and beyond, these people agreed with the organizer that the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has put the country back on the track of development. Dr. Oluwatoyin Alabi, a hospitality business guru and staunch supporter of President Tinubu, believes the transformation policies and programs of the APC-led government deserve everyone's support to succeed, hence the mobilization rally.
The main target is to get Kwara State, the whole state, behind President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I am coming out to support him and to carry out the Renew Hope agenda at the state level. We are working in tandem with the federal government on this, and I believe the whole agenda, by the time it is completely implemented, we change the narrative for every state, for every local government, for every community.
Coordinators for the 7 local government councils in Kwara South were inaugurated with a mandate to take the renewed hope message to all the nooks and crannies of Kwara State. To the newly inaugurated coordinators and representatives of other interest groups, the president's achievement in education, social security, and other sectors of the economy are enough to give his administration every support.
Look at how much we are buying fuel now. There is reduction in the fuel, there is reduction in the food.
He has done a lot of things for us in the country, therefore want him to continue the legacy.
The convener, Dr. Oluwatoyin Alabi, a governorship aspirant, and his entourage had earlier visited the palace of Elese of Igbaja, where the royal father prayed for the actualization of his political ambition and for peace and development of Nigeria. Mutiato.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated Police Commissioner Usman Musa Shugaba, his chief police security officer, on his 45th birthday. In a message to Shugaba, President Tinubu acknowledges his professionalism, loyalty and unwavering commitment to duty, reflecting the finest traditions of the police. Thanking the celebrant as he marks the new chapter, President Tinubu wishes him good health and continued success in his service to the nation. Governor Agbu Kefas of Taraba State has signed an executive order designating Karim Lamido local government area a particular security concern as part of the state's government's commitment to provide a lasting solution to the recurring crises in the area. The governor issued Executive Order Number 1, 2026 at the end of a security meeting he held with critical stakeholders from Karim Lamido local government area in Jalingo. Godwin in Alego reports.
The Executive Order Number 1 of 2026 designates Karim Lamido Local Government Area as an area of special security concern, a measure the governor says is to preempt recurrence of crises, which aims to ensuring lasting peace and stability in the area. The designation of the council area, the governor further explains, is to enhance coordination and surveillance among security agencies and intelligence-led patrols.
We are here again to finalize our meetings, come up with a necessary decision, and to give my order to ensure there is peace in Karen and Taraba State as a whole.
The State Commissioner of Police, Betty Enekben Isokban, says the governor, who had earlier constituted several committees in the past, notes that the new declaration will further enhance peace in the area.
The way forward is to see that place as a local government of security concern, to enable do enough deployment, the police with other sister security agency, so that we can calm down and make the environment peaceful for everybody to live in.
Some critical stakeholders from the area welcomed the order, expressing optimism that it will help restore peace and stability in Karim Lamido local government area, taking proactive, lawful and people-centered steps to protecting lives and property in Jalingo, Godwin, Inalegu. NTA News.
A new year isn't just a date change, or rather, whichever way you want to see it, but it's a fresh start, right? To reset, refocus and rise. Every January, people vow to ditch bad habits and push limits, aiming to become their best selves. We join our correspondent Kelechi Okata as he checks in with residents of Aba in Abia State on their 2026 resolutions.
As the final seconds of the year slips away, the world pauses, a moment between what was and what can be. People make a promise not spoken aloud, but felt deeply to try again.
I will serve God more than the way I served him more the other years, because of what? For keeping me alive to see 2026.
Last year there are some disorganizations within me, but this time I will be more organized. If it comes to the things of my business, I'll pay attention to it and that of my family.
New Year brings hope, memories and unfinished dreams with resolve to heal. Forgive, chase delayed dreams. But life gets busy and motivation begins to fade.
Well, I'm not giving up now. I not give up last year. I'm not going to give up this year now. Please, just understanding that I have to do better than I did last year.
True resolutions aren't loud declarations. They are quiet decisions. Patience over anger, consistency over comfort, and hope over fear. Growth happens in small and steady steps, even when no one is watching. The new year asks for honesty, effort, and courage. Every day is a chance to begin again. People don't need a calendar to change, just the willingness to keep going.
Keeping the word of God, the law of God, and the loving your fellow neighbor, and the being vigilant to know when one of the resolutions is coming. If the one is not coming, then you fast and pray vehemently, oh Lord, affirm this my resolution that we bring glory to you.
A resolution isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you are, stronger, wiser, and alive. So take the step and live it. In Aba, Kelechi Okata, NTA News.
All right, we have a guest in the studio that will be speaking to the issue. Let's welcome Mr. Ujo Daniel Oluwatobi. He's going to tell us how we can, set priorities right for 2026. Happy New Year, Mr. Oluwatobi.
Happy New Year. I'm happy to be here.
Great, good to have you. And I'm just curious, do you keep resolutions? Because that's the in thing at the start of the year.
It has become a cultural thing in our country to have resolutions, but on a personal level, I don't.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's your priority? Do you believe Nigerians should focus on this year, talking about driving personal and national growth? How can they make it happen?
Okay, priorities. We're entering this year with a lot of expectations, a lot of doubt also. Nigerians are worried. We have certain legislation that are of concern. The new tax law also is top of that list. But if you ask me, we have personal development, we have national development. I don't think these are two distinct items, because you can have national development if people don't develop personally. So here's what I would say.
Yeah.
2026 is a big year already. The government intends to roll out a lot of projects. It's important that we develop new habits, we establish new routines that would promote this project, because we all have to contribute to what happens on the national level. So, priorities, let me try to be specific here. I think the first should be pursuing learning. Nigerians must commit to continuous lifelong learning. It's important. Our world is now more connected than it has ever been. What it means is that, for example, the job market is now a global job market.
Yeah.
So we have Nigerians that are making money in hard currency, you know, from organizations that are based outside Nigeria. So we have become so connected. And that is why it's important for us to continually learn. So I would say continuous lifelong learning, it's important. It's also important that we establish a culture of accountability on a personal and on a national level. You must have self-leadership. Yeah. It is good to have, you know, resolutions, or I promise to be this new person. But I assure you, if you don't have systems that you get you from being the person you are now to the person you want to be this year, it's not going to happen. So
indeed,
accountability is important.
Yes, accountability and of course self-discipline, Mr. Oluwatobi. And this aspect you mentioned takes me to the area of skills. Now, some people will say this year, I want to learn new skills. You talked about the world changing and the narrative of digital economy, which is the, you know, the drive for the nation, equipping themselves with skills, the requisite skills. How can people stay focused, especially in the aspect of being disciplined about it?
Okay, there are a lot of tools now that are available to us to help us learn and learn effectively also. I will not do justice to this question or answer this question if I don't speak about our overemphasis on formal education. It is amazing. I have not seen this to cast aspersion on the universities, the polytechnics, and all the institutions that are doling out degrees. But we must inch now towards market-driven skills, skills that particularly answer the questions that our economies or the economy is asking. Now, skills in domains such as data literacy, communication and collaboration skills, and others in the ilk. I mentioned before, the only way you can actually learn skills is setting a routine. I have a routine that I follow. I am by training an environmental and social safeguard consultant. I know certain things that I have to do each day that would contribute to my improvement in this domain of choice. So it's about setting routines. What skill do you want to learn? First of all, this skill must answer the questions of our economy today. The second thing is, what do I need to effectively engage this particular verb? What skills do I need to learn? And how do I go about learning them? Now, we don't have a search in terms of where you can learn skills. For example, YouTube. I know people that have been able to become videographers, they've been able to become even film directors by just learning on YouTube. So we don't have a shortage of channels of learning. The question is, can we establish routines?
If I'll come in there, Mr. Oluwatobi, even the federal government, there are initiatives, you know, by different agencies that Nigerians can take advantage of. The question is on awareness, having access to that information, which takes me to the aspect of, you know, expanding the scope for entrepreneurs in the society, especially for business owners who want to get it right this time around. They've counted losses, gains from the previous year. What should they do right this time around?
Okay, I mentioned earlier that we are in a new economy in 2026. We have the new tax law and there are other compliance changes to the financial landscape of our country. What should entrepreneurs do right? Solve real life problems, not just chase trends. Yes, it's good. Your friend is prospering, is striving, doing this business. The question is, it might not be the best for you. Solve a real problem. Wealth, prosperity is attracted to value creation, create value. The second is, and I think it's very important, is understanding Nigeria's new legal and financial framework. What laws apply to your business? And how do you go about being on the right side of such regulations or laws or bylaws, whatever the case is? It's important. You must also do sound financial management this year. sound financial management, record keeping. You ensure that your books are up to date at all times. These are some of the things that you need to learn. I also speak to entrepreneurs this year. Entrepreneurship is not, this is a myth, by the way, is not the route to quick money. No, it's not. These days we like to make a distinction between hard work and smart work. You know, when you work smart, you don't have to work hard. That is very fallacious. It's not true. Smart work is simply hard work that is done with efficiency, using less time, less resources, and others in the ilk. So it is not quick money. Yes, you're going to make money, but that should not be the priority. The priority is creating value first. So this year, understand very well your financial and legal framework, the one that relates to your business, and solve your problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Oluwatobi, I would have asked you another question, but because of time, I know it's very important. While we're doing all of that, we should put our mental health and well-being in check if you want to make that money. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you.
And you didn't ask me my own resolution. Mine is to make more money this year.
Of course, we all have the same resolution.
So let's take a break. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned. Better coordinated civil-military relationship has been identified as a short way to boost intelligence sharing and secure lives and property. Well, this was made known by security stakeholders as the 16th Brigade of the Nigerian Army celebrated West Africa social activities, you know it as WASA, to usher in the new year. Samuel Numonengi reports.
West Africa social activities WASA dates back to the days of colonialism, when soldiers under the British colony came together once at the end of each year to unwind with their families, other security agencies and the civilian populace. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doyediri commended the Army for their role in keeping Bayelsa safe for business.
There's a lot of synergy between the state government and security agencies. Quite recently, just last year, the state's governor donated about 35 Hilux vehicles to security agencies for their use to ensure security in Bayelsa State.
This is the kind of events that usually organize and to tailor towards that welfare morale of the troops. And it also kind of bring the military together with the larger civil populace.
The event featured an award presentation, cultural displays, comedy, the beating of the retreat, tug of war and bonfire. In Yanagwa, Samuel Numunengi, NTA News.
As providers of accessibility audits training, the professionals involved in the care of persons with disabilities are reaffirming commitment to empowering organizations to create inclusive environment for persons with disabilities. Now, Regulation 167 of the Act mandating accessibility, they say, they are ready this time around to make 2026 a more inclusive and accessible environment for persons with disabilities. Gufenshaji Ngwai reports.
Accessibility is not just a legal requirement, it is a fundamental human right. The Association of Accessibility Professionals is pushing this narrative by ensuring that public buildings become more accessible in enhancing the lives of persons with disabilities.
Transform accessibility from an afterthought into a standard practice across Nigeria's built environment.
The association also notes that public building holders must allow the Association of Accessibility Professionals to conduct comprehensive accessibility audits on their structures and identify areas for improvement, as well as ensure that they obtain accessibility certificates.
Now, what the law states is that do an assessment of your building, retrofit your building, and then apply for this certificate from the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, and then you will be given that certificate. It lasts for 5 years.
It's an opportunity to tell the federal government, the public at large, that they should open their doors for inspections about the accessibility compliance.
The AAP is also committed to supporting organizations in achieving accessibility compliance. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji Ugwanyi, NT News.
The Ohuabunwa dynasty turned 2025 Christmas season to a colorful celebration of faith, culture, and togetherness. Family members from across Nigeria and the diaspora gathered for a week-long reunion. Ngozi Okafor captures the sights and sounds of the reunion.
So, all 10 brothers of the Ohuabunwa family, alongside their only sister, reunited for a week-long family gathering chaired by the Patriarch Mazi Sam Ohuabunwa, MON, and Senator Mao Ohuabunwa. The reunion opened with Christmas carols reflecting themes of faith, gratitude, and love, while the family also reached out to vulnerable members of the community through welfare support.
Why am I doing this? To remind myself, not just that I'm still, they are still brethren like you. Maybe small, but very significant for us. So it's very important for us that we meet this meeting.
Highlights included the Christmas Day dedication of a church hall by Senator Mao Ohuabunwa in memory of their late mother, Mrs. Nimi Ohuabunwa, cultural performances, and the Atani masquerade by the youths. Wearing branded dynasty t-shirts and caps, family members engaged in prayers, meetings, and outreach programs across family homes. The reunion climaxed on New Year's Day with a Thanksgiving service and family lunch, reinforcing the Ohuabunwa family values of unity, service, and shared responsibility.
All right, it's a season of recognition as communities across the country honor outstanding public servants for their contributions to development. This time, the spotlight was on Alhaji Abdullahi Haliru Bunza. He was turbaned as the Chiroman Bunza at the Bunza District Head Palace in the Gwandu Emirate, Kebbi State. The honor recognizes his contributions to public service and community development. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports.
The Emir of Gwandu, Muhammad Ilyasu Bashar, formally turbaned the district head of Bunza, Dr. Aminu Haliru Bunza, and within 24 hours of his installation, the district head conferred traditional titles on 12 individuals in support of his leadership. Among them is Abdullahi Haliru Bunza, who was turbaned as the new Chiroman Bunza. The turbaning ceremony attracted dignitaries drawn by shared appreciation for culture and the value it upholds.
Well, Alhamdulillah, we thank Almighty Allah for making it possible for us to witness this day. We also thank the Sarkim Bunza for finding us worthy to be appointed in this very important position.
My advice to them is simple: continue helping just the way you have been doing before.
It is a well-deserved honor. I pray that the Almighty grant him the wisdom and the strength to use this title to further contribute to the progress and development of this district.
And we pray Allah in His own wisdom will not leave him alone. He will guide him all along, and we wish him success.
As the new Chiroman Bunza, his turbaning is viewed as a renewed call to serve, one that tells younger generations to value integrity, hard work, and meaningful contribution to society.
And next will be Sports Update with Ahmed Zango.
The 2025 Cup of Nations has reached a crucial round of 16 stage,
while Nigeria Super Eagles are set to take Mozambique's Mambas on Monday in first evening. Nigeria enters the knockout round full of confidence after a flawless group stage, winning all 3 matches and finishing with 9 points. Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle has expressed his team's goal to defeat Mozambique and advance to the quarterfinals. He also acknowledged the pressure on his squad to avoid any upset in this round of 16 clash.
Well, yeah, like you said, this is the end of the group stage, so another tournament start. We play tomorrow against Mozambique, a good team, and I think the state of mind of the group is good. This evening we have a last training session to prepare this game for tomorrow.
Meanwhile, host nation Morocco secured a place in the quarterfinals of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations with a narrow 1-0 victory over Tanzania in the round of 16 clash in Rabat. Real Madrid forward Brahim Diaz scored the decisive goal after breaking down Tanzania's disciplined defense. Despite late pressure from the Taifa Stars, Morocco held on to progress and will now look to make the most of home advantage as they continue their bid for the AFCON title. While in the other encounter, Cameroon knocked South Africa out of the 2025 AFCON with a 2-1 win, asserting control despite history favoring Bafana. Goals from Tohamat in the first half and Kofane after the break put the Indomitable Lions in charge, while evidence Magopa's late strike only reduced the deficit. Cameroon advanced to the next round as South Africa exit the tournament. In English Premier League, Leeds United extended their unbeaten run to 7 matches with a hard-fought 1-1 draw against Manchester United on Sunday. Brentford striker Igor Thiago scored an impressive hat-trick to lead his team to a 4-2 win at Everton, moving Brentford up to the 7th place and boosting their hopes of qualifying for Europe for the first time, while Newcastle United secured a 2-0 home victory against Crystal Palace, with 2 second-half goals lifting them to 9th place, and Fulham managed a 2-2 draw against defending champions Liverpool, who remain undefeated in 9 games across all competitions and continue to hold 4th place in the Premier League standing. In another development, Manchester United have dismissed manager Erik ten Hag following a poor start to the season. Former striker Ruud van Nistelrooy has been appointed interim head coach as the club begins the search for a permanent replacement. For Sport Update, Amazongo, NTA News.
All right, that concludes Panorama. Thank you for being part of it. Do have a beautiful day ahead. I'm Ruth Aguilera.